Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video, and it is that time once again. I don't even want to talk about it. I really don't. It feels like it was just 2023. The Game Awards 2023 was rolling by. What happened? It felt like a month ago. It's been a year? I'm going to be in a grave. Anyway, so this is my predictions for not the winners. No, screw that. We don't even talk about the winners. Who gives a crap? Huh? We don't even know the nominees yet until tomorrow. That's right. We're predicting the nominees, baby. That's right. With minimal effort when it comes to researching what people are feeling, you know. I made sure not to do that. Other times I'm like, all right, let me see how people are feeling, you know, like, oh, is this going to be nominated? This is going to be nominated. I didn't do that this year. All I did was I went on Metacritic and Wikipedia to make sure I knew what games to put on the nominees. Obviously, I can't just remember all games. So I was just like, okay, I did that. Didn't look up anybody, what people are thinking, what other people are predicting. Didn't care. I was doing this my own, clear conscious, don't even give a shit, don't care what you think. Anyway, so we are here to do it clean, baby. So I got 2023's awards here, just as, you know, just to have something visual here. And then right here, you might have noticed this gray box. That's my predictions. So let's just get to it. Oh, I should mention that I'm not doing any esports. Don't care. Not doing esports. Best esports game will be Counter-Strike 2, and Faker will win every award. I don't know. And then we got Player's Voice here. I didn't do 2 because it's going to be like 25 nominees or something like that. And they're not going to announce them tomorrow. They usually announce them later. Player's Voice doesn't even start with the voting until like a couple weeks before the show, I think. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's true. I guess I could predict the nominees. Maybe I'll do that for my winner's prediction, you know, which will be, I don't know, whenever I feel like it. So let's get to it. Most anticipated game. Last year, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth won, and my predictions are these. Here you go. Now, immediately, I'm going to tell you, I already know. Everybody's going to say, Marvel's Wolverine, where is it? The reason why I didn't put that there is because I looked at the most anticipated games of last year, and they were very concise games that were definitely coming out in 2025. Ones that were definitely coming out. Like, they have confirmed, like, or, sorry, 2024. Definitely were coming out this year, 2024. All these games all have release dates or all had like release windows or whatever, or confirmed for 2024. Wolverine is still not confirmed for 2025. That's probably going to bite me on the ass, honestly. Because it'll probably be there. And because I think we're all expecting it to actually be there next year. But you never know. It could be 2026. That's why I didn't put it there. Will it probably be here? Yes. But I was just like, you know what? All these games right here, the 5 I picked, all have confirmed release years. I know Wolverine at one point was confirmed for 2025, but it's been a little while since then. So I'm going to assume things have changed, especially with the leaks that happened. I'm just going to assume. Who knows? Wolverine could be at the show. I would not be surprised if that's the case. But like if there's a trailer for it at the show, would not be surprised. Well, I'll be a little surprised, but I wouldn't be like super surprised. I'd be like, that's my surprise face, and then that's just, I should have figured. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and then I'll be like, that makes sense. Anyway, so these are my 5 nominees. We got Monster Hunter Wilds, which I think is definitely going to be there. It's huge now. Monster Hunter is huge. Death Stranding 2, I think that's definitely going to be up there, especially with the Kojima, Jeff Keighley love. Doom of the Dark Ages better fucking be there. Metroid Prime 4, if there's anything that could probably be removed from here, I wouldn't agree with it because I love Metroid just in general. But I could see Metroid Prime 4 being removed just because I don't know what that is because I'm stupid. Yeah, whatever. I go to see maybe Kingdom Come Deliverance being here because I know that's huge. But I'm going to say, yeah, that's the one that could maybe be moved. Not because I want it to, but because of, you know. And Wolverine could fit there instead. And Ghost of Yotei. These are all games that were confirmed for 2025. I mean, they could move. I didn't even think about GTA 6. Oh my god. I didn't even think that is coming out next year. It feels like it's not coming out until 22. All right. Sorry. GTA 6. That one I have to keep. All right. We might make some changes here and there. Okay. So locking it in. There we go. Sorry, Metro Prime. I mean, I guess there could be 6 nominees. But I'm going by what last year did, and it was 5. So anyway, all right, moving up. Now we got, all right, this one's a little goofy. I'm not going to lie. All right, so this is best adaptation. Now I wrote 7 in here, no, I think it's really 6, right? No, it's 7. It's 7. All right, now I'm gonna take 2 off. I just want to write them down just so people knew that these existed, maybe, because I think there's a couple here people either forgot about or didn't know existed at all. The ones that I think are definitely locked here are Tomb Raider. That's definitely gonna be there. Fallout show will not only be there but probably win. Um, I believe the Knuckles show will probably be there just because it was Knuckles, and I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it got decent reviews. It was okay. It was fine. Whatever. I think Like a Dragon will probably be there just because I've heard it's not great, but whatever. But the two I think people forgot about are not Borderlands. Arc the animated series, which of course is based on the game Arc. You've heard of it. Vin Diesel, where are you? Where you at, boy? I've been waiting for Arc 2. And Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, which I think a lot of people don't even know what that is. That's a game, obviously, and they made an anime based on it. I don't think those are going to get nominated, but yeah, as you can see, I put Borderlands there as a joke, and I was just like, no, lol, not really, and then I put Arc the anime series instead. That will have a higher chance than Borderlands, but I don't even know if Arc the anime series came out completely. I thought it came out like half of it. I'm assuming the other half came out later. It was very weird because that show was kind of hyped and then it just like disappeared for like 3 years and then it just came out of nowhere and no one cared. I mean, it looked all right. I got hiccups. So I'm going to actually take off. Just I skipped Arcane because it was probably too late. Like it's not even done yet, and I think cutoffs for nominations was like last week, so really only 3 episodes came out by that time. I'm gonna assume it doesn't count, but I still put it there. So I'm gonna remove Arcane because I don't think it's gonna be there. I don't think either of these are gonna be. Well, I could see Arc being there. You know, I'm gonna keep Arc, and I'm gonna get rid of Sakuna. I think those are my 5. Arcane might be there, but I think it would be a little weird considering by the time. Well, I guess critics got it though, but not every video game place got it. You know what I mean? Only certain like IGN and Polygon or whatever. But I think a lot of them didn't even get the last act yet too, because every review I read it said like get the first 6 episodes are amazing. Oh man, I can't wait for that last act. So I don't even think they got it. So it'd be a little weird. But it will definitely be nominated next year. So Last of Us Season 2 and Arcane Season 2 will be competing next year, which will be nuts. And next year, of course, Sonic will be in running too. It's not going to be either of them, but still. Castlevania Nocturne Season 2. So next year, we're going to have plenty when it comes to nominees. But this year, yeah, I think Fallout Show's going to win. All right. Anyway, innovation and accessibility. This one I'm just going to be really quick about because I really didn't know what to write. I put Star Wars Outlaws, The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, even though I think a lot of those were the same accessibility features before, but I think they added a few extra ones. Rise of Ronin, I've heard has a really good accessibility features. Tekken 8 too. Satisfactory, which I've heard is also a great game, and Hellblade 2. Those are my 6 because there were 6 nominees last year. There you go. I'm just going to move on because we don't need to be here forever doing this stuff. Sorry, no offense. But all right, next. All right, if HM is there, that means that is an honorable mention. I'm sure you could probably figure that one out. All right, so best multiplayer game. I put Helldivers 2, Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, Destiny 2 Final Shape, because they said DLC will definitely count, and then Black Ops 6. I'm sure there's stuff I missed there, but again, it was a lot of things to predict here. All right, so the honorable mentions, I just put the honorable mentions here just so if it does get nominated, don't yell at me. I did think about them at 1 second, but then I reconsidered. So I put X Defiant, which it definitely won't be there. Space Marine 2, which I've heard the multiplayer stuff is good, but I don't know if it's going to make it quite that far. Sons of the Forest technically came out this year, so it could be, I don't know. And then Lethal Company, it got shunned last year. It was out before the reviews, but I don't think it was quite as popular until after like the nominees were already locked in. So I'm gonna hope maybe it gets some praise this year. But those are my 5. I think Helldivers 2 will win this one. You know, Black Ops 6 will probably be there just because it's actually a good Call of Duty game this year. Yeah, I think Helldivers 2 is pretty much going to win this. I can also see maybe what was the other one I had in my mind? Another Nintendo game. There was another Nintendo game I could see maybe being here, I think, but I didn't even put it in honorable mention, so whatever. There was something else. I was just like, I could see that maybe getting in there. but I forgot what it was. So moving on, that's my best multiplayer game. Okay, next is best sports racing game. You know how I feel about these. If you don't, I don't give a shit. So there wasn't really that many racing games this year. There was no Forza. There was no Gran Turismo, obviously. There was really not much. So it was kind of hard here for racing games. So last year, most of them were racing games. This year, most of them are sports games for me. So College Football 24 will definitely be there. It actually got good reviews. Pacific Drive's the only one I put that I thought made sense. Besides F1, I forgot. I threw F1 in on there last minute. I forgot about that one. I take it back. But Pacific Drive, I've heard is really good. It is definitely like a racing driving game. They'll count it most likely. Top Spin 2K25, which I've heard is actually pretty good. And it'll just be a nice little change of pace from just basketball and fucking whatever. I guess the MLB The Show will probably be here. Yeah, maybe I should get rid of Top Spin for that. I feel like they want to have one. No, I guess F1 24 would be the only. You know what? I'm going to get rid of Pacific Drive. I'm going to hate myself for it, but I'm sure MLB The Show will be there, which I'm assuming would be 24. I think they do it the year of, like, wait, actually, wouldn't F1 25 be the, wait, shit. Whatever the new F1 is. Oh, wait, EA Sports FC 20, would it be 24? It would be 25. See? I caught myself. But F1 23 was last year, so it has to be 24 this year. And College Football 24 was this year, right? So I think we're good there. All right. Anyway, all right, fine. So there's one racing game. I will be kicking myself if they do nominate Pacific Drive. I want to say Pacific Rim so fucking bad. All right, next we got Best Sim Strategy Game. Let me get rid of that so you can see it. Those are the nominees. I haven't been announcing what won last year, but whatever. Who cares? You can see it. Best Sim Strategy Game. Manor Lords, I've heard is very good. I heard it like the content has kind of like dipped recently for that, but whatever. Age of Mythology Retold. Ara History Untold. Another Told game there. I think they're both Microsoft backed games too, which is funny. Frostpunk 2 and then Planet Coaster 2. Those are my nominees for that. I think Frostpunk 2 will probably win this one. I've heard very, very good things about that. Not many sim games unless you count, I guess, Ara. I guess it's kind of like it's a strategy game still, but I guess you can call it a simulation game too, right? Actually, I guess Planet Coaster 2 is a simulation game, right? Yeah. I wonder if Planet Zoo will be here. Because didn't that fully come out this year? Or no, I think the console version came out. Never mind. It's been out. All right, so anyway, those are my predictions for that. All right, next. Best family game. This is the Astrobot award, but my 5 that I picked were Astrobot, Mario Party Jamboree, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, Cat Quest 3, because, you know, that makes sense, and then Epic Mickey Rebrush. I actually had Mario and Luigi Brothership there instead, but then I was like, you know, that's too much Mario. That's 2 Marios, and also that one might have cut right before, like too late, you know what I mean, because it came out like a week ago at this point, so I took it off. It might be there, I don't know. And also, gotta have some multiplayer games here. Like, I know the only one here really is Mario Party Jamboree. Best family game at this point doesn't really mean much. I mean, Wonder won last year, but like, I feel like they don't really care if it's a game that is multiplayer or not, as long as it's for the family. Like, you can play it with your kids while you're playing shit, and you can take turns and stuff. I think they, as long as it's family friendly, I think it really should be called Best Family Friendly Game. They don't always nominate games. I mean, last year they nominated almost everything that has multiplayer. I think Pikmin 4 even has multiplayer, but most of the time it's just whatever. I think Astrobot's going to win also. So yeah, unless I'm missing something, I don't think I am. But Best Fighting Game this year was actually really good for fighting games. So it was actually, I had honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns. It should not be nominated because it fucking was bland as shit. And then Blazing Strike, which I've heard is solid. It's not great, but I've heard it's alright. I totally forgot that Jujutsu Kaisen game came out this year. Best not talk about that. Anyway, my nominees were Under Night in Birth, 2 Cis, whatever the hell, Cis, White Man, I don't know. WWE 2K24. It was very good, so it should probably be nominated. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics. They do nominate the compilations like this. They have in the past, so that I'm sure they will this time. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, of course, and most likely the winner, Tekken 8. I actually totally forgot Tekken 8 came out this year. For some reason, I thought it was last year. It came out this year. That will 100% be nominated and win. There's no way. No way of getting around it. That boy winning. All right, so next is... role-playing games this year are insane. Fucking insane. I actually feel like I need to maybe make this a little bit bigger. There you go. So now, like that. Let's make it maybe a little bit bigger. There you go. Anyway, so best role-playing game. Baldur's Gate obviously won last year. This year, it's insane. They've already confirmed that DLC counts. So if it's a great DLC, it's the Elden Ring clause. It might also be the Destiny 2, the Final Shape clause, because I keep hearing that's a fantastic DLC too. But I didn't put that here because that's more of an action-adventure thing. I don't even think I nominated that for action-adventure game. Maybe I should put that best multiplayer. You know what? I didn't lock it in. I didn't say anything about locking it in, right? No, I did. No, never mind. I did. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. All right? I know what I'm doing. All right. I'm smart. You're dumb. Anyway, before we get to the role-playing game, honorable mentions. I put Unicorn Overlord, which, from what I've heard, should probably be nominated. Dragon Age the Veilguard, which I would not be surprised if this actually does get nominated, but considering how good the other 5 are, I think people would be very upset if that gets over some of these. Actually, I know a lot of people don't like Dragon's Dogma 2, which I don't get, but whatever. Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, which is, of course, the new DLC for Final Fantasy 14. And then Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. So my 5 are Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I would be very surprised if it wasn't there. It's definitely RPG. I mean, it plays like RPG. It's an RPG. Elden Ring Shadow Erdtree. They considered it back in 2022 an RPG, so I'm going to assume this DLC counts as RPG as well this year. Dragon's Dogma 2. That is definitely an RPG. I could see them counting it as an action-adventure game. I don't think it's correct. It's definitely an RPG. It's actually... I would even argue it's one of the most RPG games of all time. That's how the original was. It very much is a role-playing game. 100%. So it not being in here would be kind of bullshit. But also kind of good because that means it would probably have a better chance of winning because there's no way in hell it's beating Persona 3 Reload and then Metaphor. Metaphor is going to win. Persona 3 Reload, they might not include just because it's a remake, and also they have Metaphor. So I could see that being removed, and then maybe Dragon Age being thrown in there. It shouldn't be, from what I've heard. Maybe Unicorn Overlord should, but yeah. I can also see, because this year's so good, they might do 6 nominees. We'll see. But anyway, I'll stick with that. That's my 5. So we'll see. Okay, best action-adventure game. I hate this category so much. Not the action-adventure one. I hate that there's an action and then an action-adventure one because it's so hard to tell which one is which. Action-adventure, there has to be some exploration. I get that. But every year, I feel like they nominate things that does still have exploration. Like Dead Island 2 has exploration. So does fucking, Hi-Fi Rush. And Remnant 2 definitely does. I know that for a fact. So it's just like Armored Core 6, it kind of does too from what I played. Ghost Runner 2, I'm not sure. That one might make actual sense because you're always moving. You're not really exploring. But I don't know. So this one was kind of hard. So I put the 5 that I think a lot of people are going to pick. I put Black Myth Wukong, Silent Hill 2, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which actually maybe that should be in Best Family Game also. Whatever. We already locked it in. We didn't, but whatever. Astrobot and then Stellar Blade. I looked... The last time they nominated, I didn't do too much research. I just want to see where they put Super Mario Odyssey, and they put it in action adventure. So I'm assuming that means Astrobot should be an action adventure also. It would definitely count as both, but you never know. Stellar Blade I put to Zelda. This is a hard category because I think Astrobot will probably win this. I think Astrobot's going to win a lot, but I could see them maybe throwing a bone at Black Myth Wukong. And this is the only thing it wins, But Silent Hill 2, I could also see. Oh man, I don't know, dude. I wish I had better nerves. Like I'm such a fucking pussy. Every time I think about Silent Hill 2 remake, I'm just like, I want to fucking play that so bad. And then when I actually am about to, I'm like, I don't want to play this, bro. I'm a pussy, especially with the headphones on. Fuck, because I want to do a stream for it. But I don't know. Anyway, so I'm locking that in. Oh, I put Prince of Persia as the honorable mention. Maybe I should put Dragon's Dogma 2 just in case, but we'll leave it. We'll lock it in. I'm sure there's things I'll forget. It's hard. There's a lot of research to do these. Action game, I don't know. I put Destiny 2, Space Marine 2, Hellblade 2, Black Ops 6, and then Helldivers 2. So 2 Hell games. Yeah, so those are my 5. I mean, that was it. Hopefully, I'll get that right at least. Armored Core won last year, and what won? Of course, Tears of the Kingdom. That was the only thing it won too. Also, that was the reason why I put Silent Hill 2 in Best Action Adventure Game, is because last year Alan Wake 2 got in there, and also it fits because there is exploration. If you say there isn't, you're fucking insane. If that ends up being an action game, I'm gonna be fucking really upset, especially with all the puzzles and stuff. That is definitely same thing with Resident Evil 4. That got nominated too. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think I'll stick with that. There is exploration in Destiny 2, but I think the focus is action. Same thing with Space Marine 2, definitely Space Marine 2. Actually, that's way more Space Marine 2. Hellblade 2, whatever. Black Ops, definitely also. Anyway, Helldivers 2, yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Next, best VR AR game. This actually was kind of a good year for VR AR games, at least in terms of quality. Batman Arkham Shadow, Metro Awakening, Riven VR, Arizona Sunshine Remake, or 2. They both came out. To be fair, Arizona Sunshine 2 came out December last year, which would count it for this year because they, the cutoff date for, I think, nominees is like middle of November or something like that. So that would count as this year. And then a game called Vendetta Forever, which I keep hearing is really good. So I put it in there. So that's my 5. Last year, of course, Resident Evil Village 1, which is... does that mean Resident Evil 4 Remake will count? Oh, yeah, that will definitely count. I'm going to remove... You know what? I'm going to remove Vendetta Forever. That's probably a bad idea. But, oh, I definitely nailed that spelling. For VR. Oh, remake, I should say. Because there was already a VR one, and not one that year. All right. That would count this year. Wait, did that come out this year? It wasn't nominated, right? Hold on. Pardon me, dust. For remake VR. When did that come out? That came out December. Okay, so it would count for sure. I've heard it's really good too in VR. All right, so there you go. That might even win there. No, it's gonna be Batman Arkham Shadow. Anyway. All right, next, best mobile game. This was really hard. I don't really care about mobile games, so I just put Balatro, Zenless Zone Zero, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Solo Leveling Arise, which I've heard is good, and Squad Busters. That's the 5 I put. I don't know. Hopefully Balatro wins. It'll probably be Zenless Zone Zero, which, best physics for sure. Anyway, next, best community support. Oh, I'm just going to do these both real quick. Best community support, I have no idea what to put here. So I just put No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy 14, Helldivers 2, Destiny 2, Zenless Zone 0. There you go. Those are my predictions. Moving on. Best ongoing game, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Zenless Zone 0, Genshin Impact. Maybe you could put Helldivers 2 in there. I know some people were like, about the content coming out recently. And I think Diablo 4 might go in here because I've heard good things about it recently. So... I don't know. Who knows? I don't fucking care, though. All right. Moving on. This is what I care about more. Best debut indie game. It's a little hard to know exactly what's a debut indie game. So this actually took me a little while to figure out. Every year it does. Because I have to make sure, like, they didn't have a game before. And I might have still gotten stuff wrong. Because it was kind of hard to figure out, like I looked up about some studios. And I didn't get much info about them. And I was just like, fuck this. I have like 400 other nominees to do or nominations to predict. So these are the 5 I came up with from studios that did not make another game, at least a part of that studio. So it should count. So the 5 I have are Balatro, Nobody Wants to Die, which is an indie game for sure. It doesn't look like one, but it is. UFO 50, which I keep hearing is amazing. Animal Well. It's either going to be that or Balatro. UFO 50 maybe too. And then 1000 X Resist, which I've heard is really great. So I really want to play that. These are all games I really want to play. I mean, Balatro I played like 60-something hours. I'm sorry I played that. Nobody Wants to Die. I got like maybe halfway through. I need to go back and finish it. UFO 50 I really want to play though. It's on Steam, and I'll be able to play that on my computer without a doubt. It's just a compilation of a bunch of games. It's like 50 games. It's the good version of Action 52. With 2 less games. So, is it as good? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, they couldn't give us 2 extra games. The fuck. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so that's my predictions. All right, now indie game. This is a fucking packed one. It's gonna be a hard one. I'm assuming it's gonna be Balatro, but again, not predicting winners. Even though I already did a few times. Balatro, Animal Well, UFO 50, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, and Thank Goodness You're Here. I've heard all those are great, and I really want to play all of them except Balatro because I've already played it. And then I put honorable mentions. I put Nine Souls, which I've heard is great. Nobody Wants to Die. Another Crab's Treasure. And then Satisfactory, which is a game I referenced earlier. I actually could see that somehow getting into the nominees. They should really do 6 this year for Best Independent Game. Because the indie games this year, fucking real good. Like, if you look on Metacritic and you go from, like, the best reviewed games of this year, like the top 100, the first, like in the top 10, I think they're like 4 or 5 of them are indie games. I swear to God they are. They're like Animal Wells in there. I think Lorelei and the Laser Eyes there. Thank Goodness You're Here is there. UFO 50 is there. I think Balatro's there. So it's like, I think all of these are in the top 10 or 20, which is crazy. Satisfactory's there. I know that for sure, for a fact. Turi. No, not today. Anyway, so there you go. I can also see maybe I've seen a lot of people say Hades 2 should be talked about for this year. I should bring that up because that's technically wait, is that independent? It is independent, right? Because they're still an indie studio technically. They do their own thing. I want to say it is. But I'm not gonna count them because they're not officially out yet. So I should throw it out there because I've saw some people say like Hades 2 is like the best game this year. It should win awards. I'm like I don't see, like, you could give it whatever you want. I don't give a fuck, but I don't think it should be counted towards stuff like this. Anyway, Games for Impact. This is probably the hardest award for me to ever look at. This one's so hard because I have to know what it means by Games for Impact, and I have to know these games, and I have to know like what games have an impact on people. You know what I mean? This is a very hard one for me to do, especially since every year there's 6 awards. I mean 6 nominees. So this year, every year there's a Life is Strange, it gets nominated. So I put that there. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, I have no idea if that even makes sense. I just put it there. Neva actually would make sense considering it's the same thing with Grease. It's the same developers as Glees, which I'm pretty sure won that year. And I've heard the same thing about Neva. Closer to Distance, I've heard is really good. It's about grief and stuff, so that has to be there. Hellblade 2, that's definitely going to be there. And Tales of Kenzeri Zao, which was announced last year at the Game Awards. I know a lot of people were shitting on that game recently, but I thought it looked really good. So I think those 6, that's the best you're going to get from me. So, and I said that was a hard one, but I'm not going to lie. This next one was actually really hard because... well, all right. Best performance, just period. They don't have male, female, whatever. Just straight up best performance. Now, this is going to be hard because the ones I think that are going to get nominated are games I haven't played. So I can't really tell you if their performance was amazing or not. Silent Hill 2, I played enough of to tell you that at least Luke Roberts is definitely getting nominated. There's no way in hell he's not. He might even win. And I played enough Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to tell you yes. But like, I didn't play Hellblade 2. I didn't play Persona 3. I haven't played Metaphor yet, really. So I have no idea whose performance is great or not. So that's why I put honorable mention someone from Metaphor because I literally have no idea who. I have heard great things about the Dawn M. Bennett who voices Aegis. So that's why I put her there. Elena Jorgens, of course, as Senua in Hellblade 2. That makes sense because she won for the first Hellblade. And I've heard her performances just great as well. And then everybody else. So like I picked, of course, I'm not even gonna try her name. Maria's actress. I think she's gonna get nominated. I've heard she's fucking great throughout the rest of the game. Brianna White as Aerith, and then Britt Baron as Tifa, just because, yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if like Barrett gets in there maybe too. I don't know. And then of course, yeah. So this is good. This one's really hard. I really had to like look at like I did a little bit of research for this one. Further, I went on to IMDb and stuff, and I had to like figure it out. Like I would look at certain games, like, oh yeah, I heard that game's great. Was there any performance great in there? And I looked at the cast and stuff. I tried not to look at what people were saying. I tried really hard not to, and yeah, this is what I came up with. So I didn't want to be influenced. So there you go. Those are my best performance. Best audio design. I think I'm a little bit more confident on this one. Silent Hill. Oh wait, no, let's go up. Sorry. Best audio design. Silent Hill 2. I think yes. Astrobot, just because of all the little like. I really do think that game sounds amazing. Like especially with all the little pieces everywhere and you scatter them everywhere and the sound comes out of the controller. It's so good. Black Ops 6 guns. Pew pew pew. Space Marine 2 also has amazing sound. Just war everywhere. It just sounds great. And Helldivers 2, of course. That fucking game sounds insane. I mean, it's weird that 3 of these are explosions. One of them is QT Robot, and then the other one's just a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare. I wasn't expecting Astrobot to go that fucking crazy, but god damn. Silent Hill 2 was cute. Little robot guy. What? I think I'm getting that confused. Wait, hold on. Nah. Anyway, so that's my 5. I think that's probably pretty close. I mean, there's probably something. There most likely is something that I'm forgetting. I'm sure. But we have to keep going. Locking it in. Next is best score. Oh, it's best score and music is here. This one was also very hard because there's so many games this year that had amazing music. And of course, I had to put the obvious ones. So, the 5, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that might even win. Silent Hill 2, which that's kind of cheating, even though it should be nominated still, but it's kind of cheating. It's just the same music, re-recorded, obviously. And they all sound fucking amazing, by the way. I haven't played the whole thing of Silent Hill 2, but I assure you I've heard all the fucking remade versions of all the songs. Metaphor, which has a chance, actually. I could see that. Stellar Blade, which I think is an amazing score. So that should definitely, that's near levels. And I don't mean near level, like I'm talking about the game near. That should definitely be in there. I have a feeling it might not be though. And then Astrobot, which has amazing music. I'm sorry. It definitely should be counted. It's amazing music. Astrobot. Dude, the singing levels and stuff. Come on. And then honorable mentions, I put Black Myth Wukong. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually makes it in there. Persona 3 Reload, of course. Helldivers 2 has some great music from what I've heard. Dragon's Dogma 2 has some great music as well. Very atmospheric, those last two I want to say. More so in different ways. Anyway, next. Now we can move up. Best art direction. This one I had a hard time with, not gonna lie. Oh, we're almost at the end. Had a hard time with this one. Just getting it to the 5 that I wanted. And I'm sure I'm wrong here, but best art direction, metaphor. Now you have to realize, best art direction doesn't just mean graphics. So you can have a face that looks real nice. Ooh, damn, that grenade explosion looked really good. But you have to remember, art direction is not just how good a game looks, realistically. That being said, all the robots in Astrobot look really good, and it was very shiny. But yeah, so Metaphor is definitely there just because it has that Persona-esque like look to it. It's definitely gonna be nominated. There's no way it's not. Silent Hill 2, same thing. It just looks amazing. It's like one of the best looking games I think ever. Like really, I would be very surprised if it doesn't get nominated. Astrobot, it looks amazing. Neva looks fucking phenomenal, and it has that same grease look to it. And Hellblade 2, again, another game that just, like, I haven't played it yet personally. I will probably play it before this comes out, because it's only, 5 hours long, so I could probably finish it pretty quickly. Yeah, it looks amazing from what I've heard, so that has to be there. So honorable mentions, I think Animal Well is like the one game here I feel really bad not putting in there. I really think it should be in there just from what I've seen. And I'm even considering taking maybe Hellblade 2 out because it's so forgotten now. I think people have completely forgotten Hellblade 2 exists. I'll stick with what I got. Stellar Blade just looks amazing, and she got them buns. Black Myth Wukong also looks amazing. Nobody Wants to Die nailed that Blade Runner look, and considering that's made by a pretty small first-time indie studio, fucking insane. It looks so good. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That actually might be nominated too, but I'm going to stick with what I got. Oh, you couldn't see Metaphor. Sorry. There it goes. Now you see it. Anyway, there you go. Lock it in. There you go. Next is Best Narrative. Now, this is also kind of cheating for Silent Hill 2. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be something here I obviously forget. There's no way there's not. So I had to go with what the vibe was for me. So, my predictions were Silent Hill 2, Again, kind of cheating. It's the same story. Well, they added more to it from what I've heard, to be fair. But from what I've heard, 95% of it is the same. They did confirm a theory that I was always wondering, that I wish I wasn't spoiled about, but people were talking about on Twitter, and I follow a lot of Silent Hill people, so it was just bound to happen. So it was my fault, really. That I love. I won't spoil what it is. Let's just say it has to do with James. Nah, I won't say anything. That's all I'll say. And I kind of love that. I love that they kind of confirmed that. And they did it in the best way, too, where it's not like in your face. You have to really dig deep to find that. I really like that. Anyway, Silent Hill 2, Metaphor, I've heard is amazing. That probably will win. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, yeah. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I've heard the story is fantastic in that. And then Emio, the Smiling Man, I put that there just as a hope because I haven't finished it yet. I'm on chapter 9 right now, so I'm getting close. It's really good. It's a gripping mystery. It really is. It's really good. So, and that's like the best thing about the game for sure. I mean, the characters obviously are great too, but that's tied into the narrative. I couldn't think of anything else. I'm sure there's something else. I'm sure there is. How about games of... I was thinking even maybe Black Myth Wukong, but I think a lot of people were more into... Maybe Elden Ring? Elden Ring did get nominated in 2022. I don't know. Now I'm looking at all stuff it could be. Oh, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Yeah, let's put that in there. Destiny 2 could be in there. I've heard that's good. You know what? Oh, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Is that good story? I have no idea. I honestly don't have no clue. Persona 3 Reload could be there too. But I'm assuming they might not put that just because they have another Atlas game in there. Not because it's a remake, because there's another Atlas game. Is my guess. Unicorn Overlord, I heard, has a really good story too. I'm looking at the list of games that or the Metacritic list I was using. All right, I'll stick with that. I'm gonna lock it in. I'm gonna fucking lock it in. Bam. There you go. All right, now we're in the top 2, the last 2, baby. You ready? Game of the Year and Game Direction. You ready? Best Game Direction. My nominees are Black Myth Wukong from Game Science, Metaphor from Atlas, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from Square Enix, Silent Hill 2 from Bloober Team, and then Astrobot from Team Asobi. I think that's kind of... I feel like that's good. I want to say maybe... I forgot the developers' names, but maybe Like a Dragon guys I could see being in there. And I was even thinking about Helldivers 2, like, just because of how... Like, I know the servers and all that stuff, but, like, the direction of that game is fucking incredible. How you can have moments that feel like Uncharted-like moments at in any game, you know what I mean? Like crazy, insane set pieces, or I guess maybe like a Call of Duty. Just like, I don't know. I mean, that's having them put you into the playground and then things like that happening, just amazing moments. I don't know, but I'm gonna stick with these 5. There was 5 last year, so I'm gonna say there's 5 nominees this year. There are 6 nominees for Game of the Year though, so one thing always gets kind of left out. Oh, did I just go? Oops. Don't go too far. Okay. There we go. So that's my 5. So again, Astrobot, Silent Hill 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor, Black Myth Wukong. Those are the 5 for Game Direction. Now, Game of the Year. Now you're probably expecting me to have these 5 in the Game of the Year. But before we get to that, let's do the honorable mentions. What didn't quite make it for me? Dragon's Dogma 2 sadly did not make it for me. Even being close is awesome. It might still get in there. Who knows? Helldivers 2 didn't quite get there. Animal Well didn't quite get there for me. Again, these are all things that could totally happen. And I would be A-okay if they did. Balatro, I would love if it got nominated for Game of the Year. It should get nominated for Game of the Year. It's a fucking amazing game. Will it though? Space Marine 2, again, from what I played, great game. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, it would be good vibes if that got nominated. Will it? Maybe. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it might. I'm going to say no. And I think the 6 nominees will be... Bam! Oh, wait. Hold on. Bam! There you go. Game of the Year 2024, Metaphor, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Silent Hill 2 Remake, Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, and then Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree. They already confirmed DLC will definitely be included in the running. They said that for a particular reason, and I think we all know what that reason was. Because of fucking Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. I guess it could also be Destiny 2. I've heard it's a great DLC. But I'm guessing it's because of Shadow of the Erd Tree. So there you go. That's my 6. Metaphor, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Silent Hill 2, Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. So the nominees, of course, are tomorrow. So let me know what you think will be nominated for just Game of the Year. You don't need to say everyone. If you want, go ahead. I'll be down. Tell me. Maybe best game direction too. Yeah, tell me. But yeah. I think this is gonna be close. Like I could see Black Myth Wukong maybe getting snubbed. I don't want to see it, but I could see it. I better not see Dragon Age: The Veilguard in here because everything I've heard of that game sounds like it's like a at best 7 out of 10. Like I read a lot of reviews and they were like very positive, but they were all blurbs. I've watched multiple videos at this point of people that were excited about it, very excited for it, and they were like really excited because they heard from people they knew that they liked it. These are people I trust too, saying it is really bad. It is like a really bad story, and it's exactly what you want from a BioWare game is exactly what they don't give you. They give you a bad story, bad characters, really bad writing. The gameplay itself I heard is fine, but like I don't know. I've heard it's also extremely linear, like Dragon Age 2 was. I just don't see it. I don't see it being nominated. But who knows if it does get nominated over Black Myth Wukong, no one will be happy. Everyone will hate that besides the weirdos out there that are just like, yeah, fuck the stupid monkey game, because there's some people out there that don't like it. I don't know why. I guess is it because it's Chinese made? I don't know. Who knows? Also, I should mention Stalker 2 is not even out yet. I know a lot of people are going to be like, where's Stalker 2? It's not even fucking out yet. And the nominees come out tomorrow. You think it's going to be nominated? It's not. Sadly. For what I'm hearing, too, it's real good. So, I don't know. That's why I've been getting more and more excited for that game. And I can't believe it comes out this Friday. That's crazy. Anyway, so there you go. That is my predictions. Hope you enjoyed it. And I think I'll be live tomorrow. I think we'll be live tomorrow with the actual nominees. So there you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.